Mod with full power.
Objective Echo is under attack.
What the fuck?
Our troops have secured Naval.
Damn! Whoa! What the fuck is exploding? Damn!
No way, bro. There's two people over there.
Oh,
Good.
I like being the one not getting fucked.
Yeah. The fuck he is the worst.
Hold on!
Oh, I threw my chopper into him, or jet. Oh my god, there's... Oh my god. Oh my god.
What the fuck was that laser from the sky? You seen that purple laser?
Oh, bro, was it like a huge laser?
Yeah.
I seen that shit before, bro. I think it's a bug or a glitch, but I thought there was like a satellite shooting down or something.
It's about that time. I can only speak for myself. You all can disagree if you like. I'm open to discussion. But this is the first time in many, many, many years that I have been excited for Battlefield. Not only excited for Battlefield, but actually thankful that it came out running. It actually came out working this time. Does everyone really remember what 2042 was? Look, I'm not gonna... Let me put my brakes. I think this is a good opportunity for me just to go through my own personal tier list of all the battlefields that I myself have enjoyed over the few years that I've lived on this earth. This rock, this floating mud pile. So sit back, relax, and let's get into this. First thing, while we're already on the subject of 2042, I'm just going to go ahead and start off with that one. Instantly, now don't get me wrong, it's it has its graphics and its up-to-date abilities on all the new things tech-wise. However, didn't it not come out with a scoreboard? I don't even think I could play that game and get into games half the time. Rubber banding out the ass. 2042, besides all of its other issues, was a fantastic piece of shit. F tier. F. That's what it goes in. Look, The tier list doesn't even have a 2042 image, so I'm going to have to put it in myself. Boom, F. Let's move on to the next one. If you like that, well, I don't know what to tell you. You're strange. I did have some good memories on there with some of my boys, though, so I guess in that aspect, it was cool. While we're also somewhere out in the distant future, let's move on to 2042. I have not played any of the 2042s. I mean, when I came across them, looking at them in magazines or seeing videos back then, it seemed pretty cool. But I don't want mechs and all this other shit running around. It's just not for me. So I'm only putting this in F tier. I'm putting all of the 2042s. I'm not sure if there were one or two. I'm putting it in F tier only because I have not played it. So sorry for those of you who are butthurt about that. I didn't have no fucking computer back then to play that shit. Battlefield Heroes. I'm also only putting that in F tier. And I'm going to stay on the gameplay here. I didn't save all these random ass clips to be switching back and forth to all these old ass games. Okay? My bad. Sometimes I have outbursts. But Heroes, I never played Heroes. I'm pretty sure that was like the cartoony one with it was just some really cartoony shit that just wasn't for me. It looked nice though. It was, if that was your cup of tea, choke on it because that shit looked like it sucked. Sorry. I'm just gonna throw this all out there now. I've seen them played, but never played them myself because I didn't have a computer back then. And honestly, I think I was even too young to know what half of these battlefields were. I didn't even know they existed at the time. But Battlefield, I believe it's Battlefield 2. I know. Don't hurt me now. I just explained to you. I didn't know what all that PC shit was back then. And I can tell you what, you weren't playing that on Genesis. You weren't playing that on no PlayStation 1. That's what I had. Okay, sorry. I told you I have outbursts. But I think the Battlefield 2 franchise I think there were a bunch of installments throughout that series, I guess you could say, and they look pretty cool. I actually used to have a roommate at the time who had a PC. He would play RuneScape. Well, no, that was actually my other boy, but there was this one guy who had I think he had a little laptop, and he always had Battlefield running. No internet, couldn't play against anyone. It was just a map by yourself, the most lonely experience I've ever had in my entire life. But I was like, wow, this shit looks great. But moving on. Just never played it. So I'm putting it down. You know what? Honestly, I was gonna put it in the F tier, but it looked pretty good. I think they all deserve to be. I think they're all B tier. I honestly do. I think they're B tier. I just didn't, like I said, I didn't play them personally, but I do think they're good. Moving on. I spent too much time on that one. Battlefield Vietnam. Oh my goodness. Did I play Vietnam? I did play it. I think I did play Vietnam. Hiding in the bush. I think I did play that shit. That's going up in A tier. If I remember correctly, Battlefield Vietnam, it was an expansion, I think. Yeah. Look, if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that was a great game from what I remember. I'm pretty sure I played it. Sorry, I'm like standing up trying to balance this all at the same time. 1942. I'm pretty sure I've played 1942 as well. I think I may be getting them confused. I think that was another great game. I think it was another great game. I was late to the show, but on both 42 and Vietnam, but I'm almost certain that they were great games. So I am going to put that up in the A tier. Let me know what you think about that. I like Vietnam a little bit more than 1942, but I'm almost certain they were both on both the same field of play. Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, right? That's where it started for me. That's where it all began with me. Hopping in, Xbox Live, getting destroyed, and I still had a blast. That was peak Battlefield moment for me. And one reason why, look, you know what? That's just going in S tier. The reason why I put it in S tier, for one, is because I have yet, since Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, I don't believe that there has been any in-game clan support for any Battlefield. I could be wrong. But when it came to console, I believe that was the very last time there was any end game clan support shit going on. Okay, I thought that was pretty badass back then. Helicopter fights, all that shit was great. I loved it. I sucked at it. The best maps ever. Sorry, I'm getting excited. I almost had the whole mic in my mouth. The best maps ever for me. I don't remember all the names. The water maps, they were peak. What did dice? So we already know I put that in S tier. For me, it was wonderful. It's a great experience. It was my first experience for Battlefield. That, at the time, I was playing that heavily. Halo 2, and I believe Ghost Recon. I think it was it was Grawl. I think it was Grawl. No, was it Grawl? It was some Ghost. I think it was the first Grawl, and you still couldn't see your body. Am I remembering that correctly? I think it was. I could be wrong, but I played those 3 games heavily, so I really it has a special place in my heart, so that's going to stay in S tier. While I'm on the aspect of features, I'm just going to talk about Battlefield 6. No, actually, I'm going to save that for last because I can probably go on forever right there. I'm already short in time. I burned so much time rambling about everything, but this is all unscripted. And you know what? Unscripted is fun, but I don't want to waste your time. So let's move on to the next thing. Battlefield Hardline. Could have been great. Should have been great. But it wasn't. It wasn't. The campaign, that you know what? I can't knock on Battlefield Hardline. It tried something different. It just didn't. Good initiative, bad execution. That's honestly the best way I think I could say that. So the interesting idea, it honestly didn't even look too bad. It just was really janky, cheesy, and fucking generic in my opinion. I don't think the same, if I remember correctly, it wasn't the same, that it wasn't the main Battlefield team that I think that made Hardline. I could be wrong. Let me know. But I am going to give Hardline a fucking F tier. It just sucked. I'm sorry. It just sucked. It was so cheesy. It was really bad. So sorry for any Hardline fans out there. Moving on. Battlefield 1, while not my preferred era in time, I had a lot of fun with it. For the short amount of time that I did have, it had some good memories that I had playing with friends. So it was a great game. I think it looked good. It wasn't my cup of tea for the time period, but it truly, honestly, I can't really hold that against it. I don't think it was a bad game. I think it could be an S tier. I'm going to put that in S tier. And it's not my preferred. If I had an option, I probably would never pick, you would never see me pull it out of a pile if I had to pick it to play. But for the time I did, it was great. And I think it helped its community fairly well too. Now, while we're on this topic, Battlefield, was it Battlefield? What was the Battlefield? Wasn't there 2 Battlefield 1s? I guess that would be Battlefield 2, Doc. Wait, what was the second Battlefield 1? It was named something else. Was it Battlefield 5? I think it was Battlefield 5. I did not play Battlefield 5. It looked almost like Battlefield 1, but it absolutely turned me off. And I don't know why. I literally didn't even play it. I skipped it entirely. And I don't think I can make a fair judgment on it, really. I can't rank it. So I'm just going to put it in F because I didn't really play it.
Still over there?
Battlefield 4. Let me tell you,
Over there with you?
Battlefield 4 was cooking. It was cooking. Not. I think Battlefield 4 could have been much better than what it was
Oh, fuck.
if it would have stuck closer to 3. And I know that sounds crazy because 4 is I'm getting ahead of myself. I think I'm going to put Battlefield 4 as A tier. I think I think I'm going to put it as A tier. It was definitely a great game. I had a lot of fun with it. I certainly did not play it nowhere near on the same scale that I played like Battlefield 3, but it was certainly a better installment. It was taking things tech-wise to the next step. So still a great game. I'm sure some may say it was S tier or maybe even lower, but like I say, it wasn't too bad. Battlefield 3 though. Sorry. Was amazing. I thought Battlefield 3 was I could go back right now and still play Battlefield 3. Absolutely still could play Battlefield 3. And I could play that campaign. I love that campaign. That campaign actually is, I think it was around the time where it got better. It felt like it was the next level of a Battlefield campaign. Really loved it. I had a great memories with a lot of vets in that game. And the sad part is there was the reality mod. I think they were doing a reality mod for Battlefield 3, and it kind of sucks because it would have certainly been an amazing thing. I think that everyone would have enjoyed, but I don't think it never came to full release. And I mean, you have all these other Battlefields out there with mod support, like, you know, Portal and everything. It just sucks. The modders of that Battlefield 3 reality mod, and all the reality mods actually, which I think Battlefield 2 is mainly built off of, or that the reality mod is built from Battlefield 2. I'm getting myself confused, but yeah, it just sucks. But Battlefield 3 was great. Definitely S tier. All right. I just realized what the next two are for me. And I'm just going to talk about them together. All right. And you know what I'm about to say. If you have to know my next Battlefield selections. Well, because there's only so many left. And if you've been here for a while, you know what I'm going to say. Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2. Peak. Can't be replicated. That fucking harmonica, whenever you got an achievement or a double kill or whatever, the harmonica, that's all I remember. The Apache fights, amazing. The maps, amazing. That shit was great. Dude, I believe Bad Company was the first one to implement the smaller squad battles, like the 4v4. I love that shit. Bad Company's Black Hawk. It still hasn't been touched. The minigun on that thing was dangerous. Destruction, fully. Leveled a whole fucking map. You want to hide in something? Think again. Boom. Flat. But now we got and let me not go into Battlefield 6. I was already about to start cooking. Look, I think I'm about to go way over my time here. But yeah, the Bad Company series, it was my favorite series. I think it was an amazing title. Excuse me. It's certainly aged and dated now. It can't stand up to the times. We all know that. But the features, man, the campaign was great. The Bad Company, the squad itself, there's never been any squad in any shooter, I think, that can beat them. I don't care who you name. You better not say any fucking squad from Call of Duty. Don't you dare. Not in campaign. They can kiss ass. All right, now on to Battlefield 6. Look, I promise I try keeping this video no more than 10, 15 minutes. I really did. But I haven't gotten on a mic in a while, and your boy was just spitting out his thoughts, memories, and feelings about some of the past Battlefield installments. On a more serious note, Battlefield 6 is great. I truly believe Battlefield, the team listened to, as best they could anyway, to the community. They tried going back to their roots. The game released with very little technical issues. I'm not saying that it didn't have like the lasers and shit. You know, that's just I say it's a laser because it looks like a laser, but you guys saw the little fucking purple beams shooting out of the sky, little red beams, and it looked like every time something got shot out the sky, it targeted that and looked like it was shooting it out of the sky. Pretty cool. But for me, that was the only glitch or bug that I ran into. If we jump a little forward, because most of this gameplay is from very long ago, but if we skip forward to now anyway, we did have the new update that came out that appeared to have broke some things, like you couldn't navigate the menu too well, or they did break the range. I remember I used to go into the range just to go into the range because I would only have a few minutes to play, and I was like, oh, let me just tune some of my weapons, and you shoot the target and they don't pop back up. That shit pissed me off. How do you fuck something up that isn't broken? Your menu system, trash to begin with. Everyone wants Hulu, Netflix style menus. Why is that the norm? I don't need that shit. Give me like scrolling vertically, boom, game mode, boom. Or Halo's 2, I think it was Halo 2 menu was great. Make a Halo 2 menu for me and just implement that into every single game. Okay? Fucking miss Halo 2. But no, I think Battlefield 6 did a good thing. And for the first time they were outselling. I think we outsold. I say we like it's like I'm a part of the like this is a war or some shit. But I think Battlefield 6 or Battlefield in general outperformed or outsold Call of Duty for the first time ever. I don't think, yeah, Battlefield has never sold or outsold Call of Duty. So I think ever. That is insane to say. We're one, I'm pretty sure everyone's tired of fucking Call of Duty. But two, that means Battlefield did something that they haven't done in the past to get returning fans and new fans to experience their game. It's really, really cool. I wish we would have some Battlefield 6 maps. I don't really... Actually, I take that back. I didn't know what I was trying to say out of my lips. My brain knew what it wanted to say, but my lips, they shut down. I wish we had more Battlefield-like maps. I feel like the maps in Battlefield 6 aren't... They're struggling. They're lost in the sauce. I feel like they're confused. I'm actually going to still give most of their maps a shit rating. It doesn't feel like a real true Battlefield map. Battlefield Modern Combat has, even if I take the quality of the map out, the maps felt like Battlefield maps. You know, Bad Company, even on a smaller scale, to me still felt like a Battlefield map. I think these maps still feel like 2042 to me. And I could be certainly blowing this overboard. But for me, I wish they could have done the maps better. The other thing, take out fucking I am lock everything down. I shouldn't be, and you could do this in other Battlefields, but I don't want you to do it anymore. If I am a support guy, no, if I'm a sniper, I shouldn't be able to run around with an LMG. Period. Lock it down. I shouldn't. It just shouldn't be possible. I shouldn't have to select a game mode to lock down classes because that splits the player base. Lock down the loadouts to each class and make them feel like the class that they represent. You know? You agree? All right. And I believe there are some... Well, shit. I would be nitpicking at this point. I think the game is okay. It's never going to be what I'm looking for because I'm comparing it. It's trying to go up against Memories with Bad Company 2 and Modern Combat. So, even Battlefield 3. So if I keep comparing it to those games that have strong emotion because of the memories, it's still going to lose. If I take the game for what it is on the tech side of things to bring in a new player base or to bring your old community back, I think it did a great job. I hope they continue to support the game. I hope anyone who hasn't picked it up, that you give it a shot. Several game modes to play around with. I haven't run into too many. Actually, I don't even think I've ever even seen a cheater. It's been a really good time. So yeah, I'm going to end it here, guys. I hope you look. What the fuck was I trying to say? I'm out. It's about that time.